in the last decade. It is. Last night, during the Asian session, first of all, let me give you some context. JP Morgan's entire precious metals desk moved in an emergency move over Christmas to the east. And it was a big surprise, and people were all speculating about, well, they're not able to manipulate the price, or maybe they are successfully manipulating the price in the West, but they can't in the East, where they didn't have a desk there to manipulate the price of silver in the East. Well, during the Asian session last night, and you can see in this smash here on silver, there was almost 1.4 million contracts that traded in the April 2026 contract, 1.4 million contracts. And that is the equivalent of 2 years of the annual world supply of precious metals. Now, you'll remember that last week when we were inside of this big smash first on Monday and then later on in the week, that it was 1.8 million contracts that were traded on that day. And what was really fascinating about that is that when you look at the open interest on silver, it only changed by 5%. And so this is what the Shanghai, or a snapshot of the news event here. And I posted this in chat. You can post it again. And I want you to pay very close attention to this translation here. We were speculating there was 3 banks, right, that were just doing wash trading amongst themselves to manipulate price. On February 5th, 2026, 6 groups of accounts, so 6 groups of accounts under actual control relationships, so they had relationships with each other, exceeded the exchange handling thresholds of trading volume within the same contact group, meaning that they were all owned by the same group or relevant contracts, on relevant contracts. So we had this hypothesis that, and we were speculating, how would the market fall, 35%? Again, the circuit breakers are shut off conveniently, right? And the open interest only changes by 5%. And, we were speculating it'd have to be at least 3 banks or 3 accounts that were just wash trading, and it costs money all the way down. They're hitting the market, they're buying the market, they're hitting the market, sell, and then they're just rotating through, selling at the market. And that's what is going on here. And what's absolutely amazing about this is that this war that's going on over resources, now obviously China is invested. They have their position. They're in it. They're up to their eyeballs, at least from the perspective of they don't want to manipulate, or they are no longer interested in manipulating the price down anymore with the West. The West is trying, and because they violated this Article 16, okay, and this is ChatGPT, of course, translating Mandarin. The exchange has decided to impose regulatory measures restricting the opening of new positions on the corresponding contracts for the relevant clients. JP Morgan's locked out of the Shanghai Gold Exchange. I might be jumping to conclusions there, but I think that it's a reasonable hypothesis, right? That JP Morgan. This stream continues at emoneyaddict.com. The link is in the description. Join me there for tools and resources for learning measured move trading. I wrote the book on the measured move. Check out the hundreds of others that have learned trading plan development, pattern recognition, money management, and trading discipline with me to become the best, most confident trader that you can be.